Before their arrival, Peter did what would otherwise ceremonially defile him according to the Jewish customs. He would eat with the Gentiles. He knew from a previous encounter with Gentiles that God had accepted them as they were and that he could not be defiled by them. This is found in here I said it a second ago, the account of Acts 10 and 11. However, Peter failed to take the lesson to heart and apply it in all circumstances. Instead, when they came, he withdrew and separated himself, fearing those who were of the circumcision. Charles Ellicott notes that the Greek expression brings out the timid and gradual withdrawal, ending in complete separation. He just started to slowly back up until he was fine. Oh, I'm not with them. He was just weak. Peter didn't have the intestinal fortitude to stand firmly on the doctrine of salvation by grace alone. Instead, he was more worried about the perception of him in the eyes of the Jews who came from James, and so he slowly withdrew himself from them. The Greek word for withdrew comes from the idea of drawing in something like a sail, or in the contracting of fingers. He closed himself off and backed away from the Gentiles he had been so cozy with before these Jewish believers came. He feared that they would find fault in him. He may have further feared that they would report it back to the church in Jerusalem. Paul gives this account of Peter now to show those in Galatia that there is a proper adherence to the gospel, and then there is pursuing a false path as well. Peter had chosen the latter, and he became an object lesson for Paul to teach them, and thus all of us, the truth of the grace of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Life application, and we're just on time. Are we really willing to stand on the gospel of grace and to never waver in our convictions concerning it? Let us never shrink back from the truth of this wonderful gift, which came at such a high price. Christ fulfilled the law and died in fulfillment of it. What more could we add to that? You have to ask yourself, what could we add to what Jesus Christ did in fulfilling the law so that we could be saved? And then we shun it, we turn our back on it, we start attending a church that says that you have to observe the, feasts of tabernacles or something. Everybody needs to make a booth at their house and live in it. That just pictured Christ. That's all it did. It just pictured him and our life in him. And here we're saying, we have to go back and do that. As Paul says in Colossians, those are shadows, but the substance is Christ. Shadow, you grab a shadow and you get nothing. You take the substance and the shadow goes with it. You get the whole thing. All right, we got to say a prayer.